Hey everybody, Lead Speed here. Oh my god, it's a freaking video narration thingy-mabobber. You were probably missing that, but I don't know. A couple people did, but hey, as long as there's somebody. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, sorry for not uploading in like a long while now. I mean, I don't even know how many weeks it's been since I last uploaded a video. I actually had this recorded like last week or so. Yeah, it's been like a while since I actually recorded these games or whatever, and I haven't had time to get to my video editing stuff either. Heck, I haven't been on Dueling Network as frequently these days, so I guess that tells you something. But meh, shit happens, and that's a whole nother story for another video if I ever talk about that. So now for this topic, I was going to talk about some of the Judgment of the Light exclusives and stuff like that, because I think we know all of the cards now. Like, I've caught up with all those, so I know about all the imports, all of the exclusives. You know, I can talk about my reactions and thoughts on, you know, the exclusive cards and whatnot, and you know, maybe just give predictions not on ban lists, but you know, where the format might go. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if that's going to be a thing, but it's a possibility. But I'll give that more thought for next time. So yeah, anyways, for this video though, I want to talk about, well, ban list predictions, I guess. Now, this isn't going to be me talking about what I think is going to get hit on the ban list or whatever. I'm not going to do one of those, because I got to be completely honest with you. Like, I've never done that, and like, I will, like, when we get an official list or whatever, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about the cards that are hit and whatnot, and my reactions and all that stuff. But I am not interested in doing a ban list prediction, because, I mean, you know, as much as I want to, you know, I can give some logical reasons behind certain cards, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of time. Well, a waste of time that I don't prefer to waste time with. Basically, I don't want to waste time with that. But with this though, it's kind of about like prediction videos in general. Not saying that they're bad or anything like that, but I don't know, like, some people like that. How do I say this? There's just a large bias. Like there are blatant biases, and when it comes to prediction videos, you want to try to have some logical reasoning behind your choices and whatever. Like, for example, I may say Lone Fire Blossom from 1 to 2. Now, it is slightly on a bias because I've been recently playing Talea Plants, which is Thalia's new TCG name or whatever, and yeah. But anyways, I've been playing that a lot, and you know, Lone Fire is a great card to have, and I've been like using lots of cards like Monster Reborn and Called On to abuse Lone Fire's effect a lot in the game and get all double Talea and crush everything basically. But you know, it would add a lot more consistency to the deck, and with Shadow Specters having more plant support aside from the one in Judgment of the Light, it could be a decent marketing ploy, but I am not sure if they're gonna do that or not. But again, this isn't like, oh, I want it to go to 2. I mean, I could see why it wouldn't go to 2, because it would be really, really, really powerful. In fact, I think it's one of those cards that, like, it's so good for what it does that it can't ever go to 2. I don't know. It's kind of like a mixed bag kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, I can make that kind of prediction, whatever. But then there are some, like, if I said like Imperial Order could come back, and for the record, someone actually did say that, and I'll link you the video that the person said it to, and you know, pretty much everyone was like getting mad at that. But it was on Vexicus4666's September 2013 ban list prediction video thingy mabobber. Basically, in a past video, he had asked his subscribers to make video responses, you know, whether it's like, you know, live feed, or you know, them recording their voices while they are, or just recording footage on Dueling Network or something like that. And then, you know, he would gather some of them and like mash them together into one video. So he spent quite a bit of time on that, but he basically did something like that. But it's some of the predictions, like I even left a comment being all like, I'm kind of scared to watch this video, but I would watch it anyways, and I kind of regret watching it. Some of the choices are kind of weird. In fact, like some of the logic that, you know, oh, this card wouldn't do anything, it should come back because of such and such decks being out right now. I don't like that logic because you can't ever forget like past formats where they put in work and whatnot. They put in so much work that they got banned. You know, Goyle Guardian, for example. I mean, some people say that he could come back because with his effect, you have to attack. But the problem with Goyle Guardian, and heck, I guess it could be a problem with Big Eye too, but Big Eye is a whole nother story or whatever, is that Goyle Guardian is 2800 attack for a level 6 synchro. In fact, I almost want to say he's like an over-centralizing synchro monster, basically. Like, if he were to come back, the only level 6 synchro you'd make besides like, I don't know, the new psychic synchro monster, HTS Psyhemoth, if people even care about. Who am I kidding? No one's gonna use that card except for like 2 people or something like that. But besides him or whatever, it's mainly gonna be Goyle Guardian because he's got more attack than Gaia, Knight the Force of Earth, and he could bring back a monster that he destroys in battle and sends to the graveyard. And obviously that affects really, really good, and you would never use something like Gaia Knight. So it's just that it's way too good for a level 6, and I guess that also applies to Bryonic Dragon of the Ice Barrier and why he got banned, because, you know, infinite loops and other ridiculous combos involving Bryonic that, you know, they can't come back. And in fact, I remember there was a combo with like Spring of Rebirth, Light Serpent, and Bryonic where you, like, if you pitch a Light Serpent to the graveyard, you can bounce one that you have on the field to the hand, and then Light Serpent would special summon itself from the graveyard, and then you would activate Bryonic's effect again, pitching the Light Serpent that you bounced to your hand, and then, you know, just keep going over and over again. And every time you did that, you would gain 500 life points off of Spring of Rebirth. I think that's what the card's called. So you could potentially gain infinite life points, and if that's not, I know it's kind of awkward, but that's an infinite loop right there. And, you know, if anything, infinite loops should not be allowed in the game. So there you go. There's Bryonic's not coming back. And then Trishula, I don't know. See, I'm more likely to believe that Trishula could come back, but again, like, you know, people are talking about how it'll promote synchros. Well, Konami wants to promote the new synchros, right? Now, would bringing back Trishula help promote the new synchros? I guess, but at the same time, people are probably going to be mainly going after Trishula. I mean, the new level 9 synchro and Shadow Specters, Kajango, I forget his name. But yeah, it's that level 9 castle rock thing that's in Shadow Specters. And would you ever use that if Trishula came back to 1? Probably not, because Trishula honestly has a way better effect. You can use stuff like Desynchro to split it back into its original material and then summon it again, and all that other stuff. So I don't know how I feel about Trishula, and plus Mermail can do it pretty easily to go Diva and the Marksman, attack directly or do any battle damage to get Dragoons out, and then sync for Trishula. And I know people are going to be like, well, you have to get Marksman to attack directly or whatever. And then you think it's that hard for Mermails to just get people's life points with Marksman? I mean, seriously, Marksman puts in a lot of work at times. And speaking of Mermails, I really want to hurt somebody, that the next person that says Mermail's not getting hit because they haven't been doing anything in a while. That is terrible logic, because it's not what they are doing now, it's what they have done throughout the format. Okay? Like throughout the formats, before Dragon Wars got the baby dragons, and then before Prophecy got Spellbook of Judgment and whatever. Alright? Mermail Atlanteans was the best deck of the format. I mean, you got like Fire Fist up there too and whatever, but they were like the best deck. I mean, it wasn't until like they showed up, and, you know, Evil Swarm could kind of cause problems sometimes. It wasn't before those decks came into play that, oh, Mermail Atlanteans stopped being as broken, because in comparison to them, they're nowhere near as powerful. But if the Dragon Wars or Prophecy, if they get hit, like if they died off or whatever, Merman Atlanteans will be the best deck again, and once again they'll start wrecking everything. So I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible for them not to hit anything, but I think they're gonna hit something. Like, they have to hit something in that deck, especially with what's coming out or whatever. Like, who's gonna play, who's gonna play Ghost Tricks or whatever? If like, freaking go Megalo, pitch double Marksman, blow up all your set cards, and then OTK with like Diva and Marksman. So it's like, who's gonna play Ghost Tricks with that kind of stuff running around? I mean, we got stuff like the Boojans coming out. I mean, they're like a really slow deck because it's basically one guy versus the world, and he's got all of his weapons or whatever. But again, who's gonna play those with these kind of decks running around? I don't know. Like, I don't like that logic, because that's basically saying, oh, a deck's not as good as it used to be because of such and such deck, so they don't need to get hit. Like, I don't get it. That's kind of weird. That's a really weird term of thinking. I mean, I've played the deck for quite a while, as you know, and honestly, I'm expecting them to get hit. Like, if they don't, then I'll be pretty disappointed, even though that may sound weird, having somewhat of a bias for playing the deck, even though I'm having more of a bias playing plants again. That's a whole nother topic for another video. But yeah, there's pretty much that, and then there's like, cards coming off the list, like Sinister Serpent or, Imperial Order. Now, Imperial Order is just like, okay, how does anybody think like that, okay? Because you gotta think about this for a second. Imperial Order negates the effects of all spell cards on the field, right? And you gotta pay 700 life points in each of your standby phases, or else it gets destroyed. You're gonna be using it to like lock out your opponent. You could do all the stuff that you want, set Imperial Order, and then if they try to do any spell shenanigans, you just flip Imperial Order, and then you're pretty much safe. And the next turn, you could just get rid of it without, by not paying, and then just go off and use your own spells. Like, do we need that? Yeah, Prophecy is a spell-heavy deck, and obviously Imperial Order would put in work against that deck, but again, like, people are only saying that because of spellbooks and Prophecy. That is it. That is it. Like, not because, oh, it's not as good as it used to be years ago. And this isn't Tsukiyomi, where it came off the ban list because it's nowhere near as devastating as it was back in its prime time, all right? So it's not the same. So for people thinking that, it's like, why? I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, that's something you're not going to catch me saying or whatever, but I mean, I might joke about it to mock, but it's kind of weird. And then, Sinister Serpent, same thing. I mean, we have freaking King of the Feral Imps right now. We can search for Sinister Serpent, and it's not like it's that hard to make a deck around it. And heck, Mermail can technically use it. It makes plays with like Abyss Tias and Megalo more consistent. But I don't know. I guess what I want to say is when I don't make Banlist prediction videos, because like they're really subjective, and the topic of what takes skill in Yu-Gi-Oh is already subjective. I'd rather talk about that. And honestly, I don't like talking about either, because it's just a really subjective topic, and it just causes a bit of problems among the players and, just people who are leaving comments in general, because, I mean, I just want to see a list and move on. That's basically what I want to happen. I want the format to be over. I want to see what happens on the ban list, and then, adjust whatever decks I'm playing. Like with Mermails, they're going to hit stuff, so I got to readjust the deck. Maybe the things will come back for plants. I don't know. Like, we won't know until the ban list is 100% confirmed for September 1st. And to kind of make weird predictions like Global coming back, because clearly it's not broken or anything. I mean, that could come back. No, it cannot. But yeah, it's more of a rant, but I want to get this out before anything else, because I'm just kind of annoyed or whatever. So yeah, gotta get it off my chest. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, it's just kind of weird, honestly. I don't know what people are thinking sometimes, but anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.